Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's Gavin here, and I know you guys want to see me use Hog Riders, but today I wanted to show you guys the true strongest army in the game, and that is Rocket Loon Fireball. If you do this correctly, you can swag your RC every raid. You can swag at least 5 spells, if not more, every single raid, so it is very, very powerful. It is, however, not easy. It's probably one of the most difficult armies in the game, but I am pretty good with it. I actually used to run this army years ago. I also used to run Fireball with Lolo, Super Barbs, Throwers, and now Super Witches too. So yeah, I'm very experienced with the Fireball, and I would love to show you guys how I do it. I do run an outdated version of this army. I know people nowadays use the Sneezy on the Warden, and they use a bunch of furnaces too. But I'm an old school guy. I like this old school version with the Angry Jelly and just more Rocket Loons. I think it's a lot more fun. And I will be going back to Hog Riders full time after this season. I just want to have a little bit of fun since I can't push this season anyways. I'm just getting minus 320 every day. So yeah, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with armies I don't usually use. And I know this has been a long intro, so let's get straight into the first attack. All right, guys, let's get straight into it. First raid of the day, and what you want to do with this army is look for the best spot to fireball. Where is the most value? It's very similar to like when I'm doing the RC charge with hogs. I'm trying to gut like a very toxic area of the base, one of the spell towers. And honestly, this spell tower right here looks better, more value around it. So I'm going to aim to land the fireball right on the rage tower. And since I've got the Angry Jelly, I kind of have to start the Warden off to the side because I don't want him to go too far ahead and accidentally go up to the Rage Tower. I need him to kind of stay behind a little bit, if that makes sense. Let's put a few minions behind him just to clean up those buildings. Let's start a little bit more cleanup, I guess, since there's some buildings along the side. And let's check out what the Warden's doing. By the way, if you guys didn't know, the Angry Jelly effect wears off when the clock hits 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to take down that Ricochet Cannon before it happens, which is perfect. Alright, good. So now he's going to stay in place, and I can hit that Rage Tower, hopefully. Let's think. Alright, I'm going to Ice Block him, just to be safe. Don't want him moving in the wrong direction. I think that will hit the Rage Tower. Okay, nope. It hit something else, but that's okay. That's decent value, I guess. So I kind of messed that up, but let's pull the Warden over here because I don't want him actually going towards the too much damage by that Rage Tower. I think pulling him over here would be smarter. And hopefully he goes off to the side like I'm planning. And now I can have my heroes deal with this Rage Tower. That is my plan, at least. I kind of messed up the Fireball there, so it's not going to be totally overkill where I'm swagging like 5 spells. But we can still get a really solid raid. Okay, he's got Super Wizards in his CC, which is really weird. I never see that. Let's poison on that Minion Prince and Rage on my Queen over here. And wow, we're actually getting shredded. There's so much damage over here. So yeah, this attack's not going perfectly according to plan. I should have sniped out more defenses with Rocket Loons before I launched the Fireball. But it's fine, we can make do with it, right? Yeah, not the end of the world. I think we may be able to still get this. Basically, with this army, if your Warden lives the entire raid, then you can 3-star any base, pretty much. So yeah, just keep the Warden alive and then put the RC around here to do her thing, distracting the Monolith with some troops. Just like this, we can use a Headhunter on that RC. And this one's not looking too bad. This is what I mean by this is the strongest army in the game, because you can make a lot of mistakes and it still can 3-star. You could still definitely recover even after many, many mistakes. So yeah, that is why this army is so good, is because you don't need to be perfect. There's a lot of breathing room. Let's just start a little bit of cleanup around here. And this one is definitely going to be close on time. But honestly, I think we have got it. I'm pretty sure, as long as that RC stays alive. Wow, this is going to be really, really close. But I'm pretty sure we've got it. Yeah, super close, wow. But 3 stars all that counts, right? Let's get into the next one. Alright, so yeah, clearly I'm a little bit rusty, but we still got the 3-star last raid, so that's all that matters. Let me think about my Fireball a little bit better here. I've got to really think about a really good Fireball. I'm thinking, let's think about it actually. Maybe on the Fire Spitter is quite nice value. Let's think. Or actually on the Crusher Mortar looks like really nice value. Yeah, I'm going to aim to hit the Crusher Mortar because there I'll get both those Ricochet Cannons, the CC, those two enemy heroes, and the single Inferno. Yeah, that is an insane amount of value. That's what I'm going to be aiming for. But, yeah, I'll be happy with anything around there pretty much. That'll be a lot of value. I'm just starting some cleanup while I have a spare second. And yeah, remember, the Warden, the Angry Jelly effect, it wears off at 2 minutes and 25, so I cannot launch the Fireball before 2 minutes and 25. I have to be very patient with the Fireball, and then, yeah, the Warden will stop targeting defenses as soon as that Jelly effect wears off. Perfect. And now to hit the Crusher Mortar, let's snipe a few of these buildings out. Okay, there's some Teslas. That's actually quite annoying. Alright, so he's going to get the Fire Spitter. That's cool. And then after that Fire Spitter goes down, I'm going to Ice Block the Warden just to make sure he doesn't move. Yeah, really nice. Now let's hit the Fire Spitter. Not the Fire Spitter, the Crusher Mortar, sorry. I might have used one more Invis spell than I needed, but that's alright because I got the Fireball exactly where I wanted. Really, really, really good Fireball there. And, alright, let's actually pull the Warden. I don't want him to deal with all of this damage. Yeah, as soon as he takes down that Builder Hut, let's pull him over here. And then I will have the heroes deal with the more damage area because, yeah, they have more raw power, the king and queen together. And I also love this army because you can be very, what's the word? There's a lot of different ways you can do it. A lot of different sieges you can use. You don't always have to use the log launcher or the troop launcher. Like with hogs, you can use many, many different armies. It's super fun. I mean, many different sieges. So, yeah, I think I'm going to use the drill here. Seems like pretty nice value to get into the town hall. And Warden is fine doing his thing over there. He is just chilling. Let's see. I'll put the RC on that Ricochet Cannon, and then I'll Rage on the Yetis when they pop out of the drill. As soon as that drill pops open. Yeah, right now. And then those Yetis will be able to put in work. And I've got the Rocket Spear on the RC, by the way. So, yeah, she can do a bunch of damage. And the base is completely crushed. That is how this attack is supposed to go. Yeah, not too bad at all. I'm probably going to share this attack first, even though I technically did the previous attack first, just so that, yeah, you guys don't click off of the video in the first attack, because it wasn't very good. But yeah, as you can see here, 3 swag spells, 4 housing space worth of spells swag. Not too bad at all. Alright guys, next raid. If I can put up a plus 320, by the way, I'm going to open that free epic chest from Supercell at the end of the video. And this base, okay, there's a hook tower. And hook tower bases can be super annoying with this army. If they hook your Warden, you are done for. So yeah, you've got to either fireball the hook tower or just avoid it with your Warden. And I want to fireball it. That looks like, yeah, great value. Let's think about how I could do it though. Maybe on one of the fire spitters. Not sure exactly yet. We'll just start the Warden before I yeah, run out of time. And I gotta delay the healers for 1 sec. Yeah, just like that. And yeah, just let the Warden do his thing. While he is doing his thing, I'm going to start a tiny little bit of cleanup around these edges. And alright, the enemy queen locked on, so we gotta drop a headhunter. Just gotta have really quick reaction timing with this army, and wow, okay. Wow. Okay, so I totally whiffed the fireball there, right as I was talking about having quick reaction timing. Oh boy. Alright, what am I going to do here? I can't have the hook tower lock onto the Warden, so... let's just pull him all the way off to the side. I don't want the hook tower locking onto him, that would just be a nightmare. And, okay, this is going so badly, guys. The Warden is dead. What am I going to do? Okay. It's just been a very long time since I've ran this army, guys. I clearly need some practice. But, we can still recover this, I would think. It's not looking awful. Let's just have the queen go in there and do her thing, kind of. And then let's send the king in, too. So he should head in. Let's also start a little bit of cleanup around those edges. And... okay, I'm gonna just click the king ability really soon like this to just get a bunch of value. And, oh, I should have waited because I could have waited for him to get hooked. Oh, that's a missed opportunity. Alright. Very big missed opportunity there. Let's see what I can do, though. Alright, yeah, I think I really messed this up, which is quite unfortunate. Yeah, quite unfortunate, because, yeah, I don't know if this is going to hit 3-star, guys. Let's just send the blimp in here to kind of deal with the monolith. We can rage on those yetis. And I don't know what I'm going to do here, how I'm going to recover this, but I'm going to try my best. Let's just put a little bit of cleanup troops in here. Also invis the RC before she dies. And honestly, I think I have messed this one up. But I don't know, maybe not. Maybe we can recover it. Let's just invis the RC, put a couple rocket loons in here. And let's ice block the RC, I guess. Start a little bit more cleanup. And are we good to go? Is this going to be a 3-star? I honestly don't know. Oh my gosh, guys, I think I've got it, even after I completely whiffed the fireball. Oh my gosh, it's still going to be a 3-star. Wow, this was a terrible attack, and it's still a 3-star. That should show you guys how good of an attack this was. I mean, how strong of an army this is. That's kind of crazy. Wow, into the next one. Alright, next raid here, and I actually have this base. It's an anti-broom witch base, so it shouldn't be too hard, I'm thinking, right? We'll just go for a fireball to take down, I think, the poison tower and the CC. On the scatter shot, looks perfect. It should be a pretty relatively simple fireball, I'm thinking. Let's start the warden over here and put some healers behind him. And I have to be careful. I'm going to need to use a spell when he goes up to the multi-gear cannon because, yeah, multi-gear cannon will kill the warden if you don't use a spell. Yeah, not looking too bad. Alright, now he's on the multi-gear cannon, so I am going to have to freeze that just to make sure my warden stays alive. Hey, you've got to use a spell if monolith, multi-gear cannon, single inferno, or just like 2 or 3 other heavy defenses lock onto your warden. And, alright, let's also do this and rage the warden, and also invis the warden. I don't know, I got a little worried he might die there. Used quite a few spells, even though I don't think it was actually necessary. Let's ice block the warden right now, and then launch this fireball. Great, yes, on the scatter shot is exactly what I wanted. Let's go. That was a perfect fireball, guys. Love to see it. And now I can send my queen from the opposite end like this. You want to keep your queen and your king separate from your warden. Warden needs to stay alone to get the most value. That is the method. And what siege machine should I use here? I just love using this army because I can be so versatile on what siege machine I want to use. You can use really any siege machine you want to and it can work. I'm thinking we use the log launcher here just to get access to the town hall. Maybe not. Maybe I can just wall break my heroes into there. Kind of have to see how it goes. No, I'll use the blimp here. I want to blimp this compartment just to get it out of the way. I feel like that is quite smart. Those yetis will do a bunch of damage. Let's invis the warden. Whoa! Warden was about to die there. Let's also, let's just see what's going on here. Warden's about to die. Okay, we're just going to use the RC instead over there. We should be fine. And let's just do this, put a couple troops here. Sorry, I'm not commentating very well. It's actually quite difficult to multitask with an army like this. A little bit worried about the town hall staying alive, but I think we are good to go. Yeah, look at how many troops I've got left, guys. This is kind of insane. I have so many troops. Yeah, if you just launch the fireball well, you're going to crush every base. I made a lot of mistakes after the fireball, but just because the fireball was perfect, we're going to crush the base. Yeah, really, really good army, guys. If you are a high-skilled player and love surgical attacks, definitely try Rocket Loon Fireball. It is so difficult, and it is so fun, too. Alright, next raid here, and these bases are generally, like, the easiest base ever for, Rocket Loons, or just for the Fireball in general. Because, yeah, you launch a Fireball in the middle here, and you take down both the Spell Towers, all the Infernos, and the CC if you do it properly. Yeah, if I hit the Poison Tower, I'm gonna get everything here, and weaken the Town Hall. So I'm gonna aim to hit the Poison Tower, even though that is a crazy Fireball. That's still what I'm going to aim for. Let's start the Warden like this with some healers right behind. Okay, that's an issue. Gotta get rid of that Tesla. Cannot lose the healers. Alright, good. The Tesla goes down. Now, we can start a little bit more cleanup around the sides. Okay, I messed that up. Just got to keep a close eye on your Warden. Remember, the Warden dying, or the healers dying, matter of fact. Healers dying is the worst thing that can happen, but Warden dying is basically just as bad. I don't know if he's going to go left or right here. We'll have to see. Alright, he's going over here, and let's freeze that. Too much damage. Don't want the Warden dying. And yeah, as soon as he takes all of that down, let's try to set up a fireball. We're going to clear some of these defenses to make the fireball easier. Yeah, I'm trying to set up a nice fireball here. It's kind of difficult, as you guys can see. Alright, this is looking better. I want to hit the poison tower, remember. So how am I going to hit that? I'm trying to plan this out in my head. Let's also snipe that archer tower. And, oh, I accidentally pulled the CC. Okay, that's an issue. Hold on, I'm taking too much time here. Let's just ice block the Warden and do something like that. Oh my gosh, I hit the poison tower. Oh my gosh. Holy fireball. Wow. Oh my goodness. I kind of was worried that fireball was not going to hit, but yeah, I just hit like the craziest fireball of all time. So, that's a little bit insane. Wow. Alright, just a little bit insane. We can wall break the queen in here, send an ice golem and the king in right after her. Also use the other ice golem here. Whoa, Warden's taking a lot of damage. Hold on. Let's make sure the Warden stays healthy. Rage him. And, yeah, I made so many mistakes here, but this is going to be a 3-star, right? Yeah, definitely. Because of that crazy fireball, that's just insane. Let's just blimp the town hall. Want to make sure the town hall goes down, and blimping it felt like the safest option here. Yeah. Pretty smart by blimping the town hall, I would say. Warden is alive and doing his thing, although he is actually taking quite a lot of damage, so let's help him out. Put a little bit of backup in here. We can hit the king's ability, put all these headhunters in to deal with that enemy king. And we are good to go for the 3-star here. This army is super fun, guys. I promise you. One thing about my channel is I never post boring armies. You're not going to see me playing Root Riders or Dragons. We are playing high skill armies on this channel. Alright, next raid here, and this one looks quite difficult. Let's think about where to fireball. Gotta get somewhere in the middle, I'm thinking. The air sweeper would be amazing, but that's quite deep in there. Because, yeah, if we hit the air sweeper, we're also going to take down the monolith. Let's think about it. Alright, what I'll aim to do is hit the air sweeper, I guess. Even though that would be, yes, an insane fireball. That's what I'm going to aim for. We can start the Warden like this. Some healers right behind him. Also put like one Rocket Loon over there. And it is quite important that we test for traps too. So let's make sure there's no black air mines in front of my healers. Putting a few minions down to help with the cleanup. And just let the Warden chill for now. Don't need to speed him up yet. Okay, he's kind of going off to the side, which is kind of weird. Not exactly where I wanted him to go. Let's put like an archer to help him deal with those skeletons. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to commentate my best here, but it is quite difficult to commentate with an army like this one. Yeah, let's just see. Okay, all these Teslas here are so annoying. I'm trying to launch my fireball, and more Teslas just keep popping up. So, I don't know if I'll be able to hit the air sweeper here. We'll just have to see. Let's see. How could I do this? Just trying to plan out the fireball in my head. Alright, I see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go like this, 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 and this. And it should go somewhere in the middle. That works. We got the CC. That works. Wasn't perfect because we didn't get the monolith, but I can work with it. It is not the end of the world. Let's put a couple headhunters to kill that king. And I have actually spent a lot of time on this fireball, so I need to speed things up. As soon as he deals with that, we're going to pull him over to the air defense and then start the king and queen, because I spent literally half of the battle just trying to launch a fireball and it didn't even go where I wanted. So we definitely got to lock in a little bit over here. I'm gonna use the troop launcher just to give my king and queen a little bit more power. I feel like that's a smart decision. What happened to my warden? Oh my gosh. I was looking away for 1 second and the warden is absolutely dead. So, yeah, that is why this army is difficult, because you can't look away for a moment or your warden can die. Alright, that's actually a huge issue. The worst thing that can happen with this army is losing your warden. You've got to keep your warden alive, like, at all costs. So I think we may actually be cooked in this battle. I don't know. I'm going to try my best here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we're cooked since we lost the warden. Let's think. Let's think about it. Let's freeze those defenses right there. And yeah, I don't think we're going to have the power to get through this one. Unfortunately, since I lost the warden, if the warden would have stayed alive, he would have been taking down this entire area that my RC is taking down. But, yeah, since he didn't, we are in some trouble, and it's going to be a fail. Really solid run at it, though. Again, I'm not a pro with this army. I just, yeah, like to have some fun with it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying. I know I messed this one up. Okay, next raid here. This one looks super easy for my army. These invis towers this is basically a free base. So what I'm going to do is just probably hit an instant fireball onto one of those invis towers. Yeah, I think that seems like the smartest move to me. Yeah, so what I will do is, yeah, let's do this. We'll start an earthquake and then insta hit the fireball. Beautiful. And now let's also put the warden in. And okay, what is he doing? Alright, we'll let him go over here. That is cool too. And then the warden will just deal with the CC side over here, which is fine. That is alright. Let's rage up the warden as well. Don't want him to take too much damage. And there's just triple ice golem CC, so not a big issue at all. We can just have the warden chill on the CC over here, and let's start the king and queen from the opposite end. Should be pretty simple stuff. And I will save this log launcher until we get over to the invis tower, just so that I can deal with the invis tower. I'm also going to snipe out some of these buildings like this, just make it a little bit easier for my heroes. And okay, unfortunately the king got locked onto. So yeah, Monolith is going to target him, but that is alright. Let's just rage on the queen and all of them over here. And this base should be completely toasted. I'll leave the log launcher. I'll place the log launcher just like that. Queen is even dealing with the town hall. So yeah, this is looking great. Honestly, looking amazing. I don't know how many spells I can swag here, but we are going to try to swag a lot of spells. Yeah, these bases are really, really easy though, honestly. So this wasn't exactly the best example of how to play this army, just because it was a very, very easy base. But yeah, you guys can definitely see the army is powerful. How should I deal with this back end? Let's just send 2 balloons like this, put some minions, and I'm gonna try to swag my RC and all of these remaining spells just because I think that I can. What am I gonna do? Come on, Gordon, stay alive. Alright. Yeah, I think we can swag all of these spells and the RC because the army is completely broken. Yeah, look at this. No RC needed. And let's see how many spells this was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spells. Something slight. Yeah, really solid raid here though. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite nice. Okay, last raid here, and this one looks very difficult. Because there's not exactly a lot of fireball value anywhere. So let's just think where would be some nice fireball value. I'm leaning towards the poison tower or the fire spitter because we can take down the clan castle from there too. So that seems like quite a nice plan to me. Yeah, let's do that. We'll start the RC just like this. Not the RC, the warden just like this. And yeah, let's rage him. He's under quite a lot of damage. Don't want him to die. That would be a nightmare. And yeah, I can launch the fireball as soon as that clock hits 2 minutes and 25. So just got to be patient here. Let the clock run down. And let's see what I can get done. Alright, so he's under quite a lot of damage here. Let's just freeze this, just so he doesn't take too much damage. And then, yeah, I'm going to aim to hit the poison tower, I think. Poison tower will be solid value. Let's just ice block the warden. Go like this. Yeah, wonderful. And that gets the CC as well. Really nice fireball there. And what should I do with the warden? Alright, I'll let him keep going down there. And then I will start the queen and the king on this side. And let's also snipe out some of these defenses. Okay, that is so annoying how there's a giant Tesla farm just where I sent all of my rocket loons. I think we're good to go though, right? Yeah, this is looking solid, if I do say so myself. The king is going to go down, but that doesn't matter. Who likes the king anyways? No, I'm just playing. I forgot to place a healer. Oh my gosh. That's why I had to use so many spells in the first place. Alright. How should I do this? Let's think. Let's think. I'm going to use the battle drill just like this, and it is going to help support the queen. And it's looking so nice. Not exactly sure what I should be doing at this point, but I think we've got this. I'm going to rage the warden. Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. Let's poison the enemy king right over there, and we can send the RC like this. Oh, hold on. Let's send some headhunters for that king. Poison isn't doing enough. And I think we're good to go, right? Yeah, this is looking great. Yeah, definitely going to be a 3-star. Super nice attack here. Love to see it. Yeah, really, really solid. Swagging those spells. Yeah, great attack here. I will take it. Not too bad at all. Anyways, guys, that will be it for this video. I will leave the army link in the description of this video if any of you guys want to try it out. And tomorrow's video will be with hog riders. Don't worry, I'm going back to the hogs. I love them. And yeah, that will be it for the video. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.